Here's the plan. Drive up Twisp River to the snow park, then go by snowmobile up the east fork of Buttermilk Creek to the wilderness boundary, and then ski to a high camp. From there, we do the ski ascent of Seance. Seance, Beefhide, what kind of names are those for mountain peaks? Well, blame it on John Roper, hiker, scrambler, climber, and explorer extraordinaire. John has climbed over 2,500 peaks and prominences in Washington. If the peak didn't have a name, he gave it one, and some of them are doozies. And, being a sawbones, you get names like these. Seance, for example, is at the south end of Spirit Ridge and across the valley from Hoodoo, so that makes sense. But Beefhide, you'll have to ask John. Well, my wife Justine did ask John, and it turns out that Beefhide Butte is named after a legendary trailblazer. You know, one of those remarkable guys that packed 50-pound water tanks full of fingerling trout to plant in remote high mountain lakes in the North Cascades. In this case, it is Norm Beefhide Burke, so named because he grew up in Beefhide Hollow in Kentucky. More recently, we accompanied Norm when he made his first climb of Beefhide, but that's another story. When we pull in at the Twisp River Snow Park to unload our snowmobiles, it is around 0. My usually dependable 89 Phaser Snowcat won't start. This trip is starting to look like a fiasco. So it is back to Twisp to find a snowmobile mechanic. None in Twisp, but we can find one in Okanagan. It's 38 miles away over an icy, twisting mountain highway. Dave at Extreme Motorsports thinks a throttle valve is frozen. We'll leave it in the shop overnight to thaw out. So we check in at the Okanagan Inn. Next morning, my snowcat starts up just fine, so we load up and head for Wenatchee. There's no chard, love those small town people, and it's still plenty cold. But we are never in too much of a hurry to bypass our favorite stop in Orondo. Angie serves up a couple of 16-ounce brevets. But we get to Wenatchee just ahead of Elaine. Roy grabs my camera to record my embarrassing moment. We load up our snowmobiles and head for the east fork of Buttermilk Creek. Time to get out the handsaw. Sometimes we can drive under. Gingerly, we ease our cats across the bottom end of the huge yellow pine, hoping we don't slide down over the bank. The fire is going and the cook is cooking. It's real cold, but everything looks okay. We are going to have to call off this little expedition. But first, we will see how far we can drive our snowmobiles up toward the wilderness boundary and go to the top of Buttermilk Butte to see what we can see. I'm upside down in the soft snow. We rig a Z-pulley with Roy's tow rope and get the machine right side up again. Roy comes down and helps dig it out. The brake control is broken, but the brakes don't work in this soft snow anyway. It cranks up, so I start down again. Let's turn this bugger right side up again. Ready, set, heave! Roy finds a great camp spot with lots of firewood. We miss the trail crossing and soon get into thick trees. It's a relief to finally reach an opening. More slow hours in dense trees. We don't get a really early start, but Seance, here we come. A glimpse of ridge timbers confirms that we are on the trail. It's a great trail. It's just really cold. trail seems to peter out, so we go up and get a good view of Hoodoo. Then I contour and Roy goes low. Sure looks like an abandoned snowcat covered by the snow. With our late start, we'd never have made it before dark. Our packs are much lighter for the ski out. The trail is easy to follow going down. When we get to a steep twisting section, the skiing gets exciting. Across the creek, another 2 hours and we are out. Yellow pine makes great firewood. The frost on the mirror says it's still cold. The groomers do a great job. We get a glimpse of Hoodoo on the way out. Roy hollers to stop for water, but the snowbank caves in and Roy gets wet. With temperatures in the 20s, we stop and build a fire so Roy can dry out. GPS says Seance bears 274 degrees at 1 mile. We go up the trail a bit further, cross the creek, and start up through dense timber. With avalanche danger low, we make good headway up an avalanche track. To the left, I get a picture toward Beefhide. We spend a miserable wet night. After coffee, we pack up and hit the trail. This time we have been victorious.
Got it? Did you get it?
I'm getting it.
Thing's still saying batteries, please.